Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here with us today. Get ready for a heartwarming story about family, love, and the simple joys in life. Let's dive right in. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house at the edge of a quiet village, there lived a family. The house was nestled in a peaceful valley, surrounded by tall green trees and colourful flowers that bloomed in every season. The house itself was warm and inviting, with a red brick chimney and a front porch that had wooden rocking chairs where the family would often sit together. The house was surrounded by a large garden filled with apple trees, rose bushes, and a little wooden swing that hung from the biggest tree in the yard. The family consisted of 4 members: father, mother, their son, and daughter. And of course, there was also their beloved cat, Whiskers. They were a happy family who loved and cared for each other deeply. The father, Mr. John, worked as a teacher at the local school. He was wise and always patient. Even though his job was tiring, he made sure to spend time with his family. Every evening, after a long day at school, he would come home and walk down the stone path that led to their house, past the blooming flowers and the vegetable garden, with a smile on his face, ready to hear about everyone's day. The sun would set behind the hills, painting the sky with beautiful shades of pink and orange as Mr. John stepped onto the porch, breathing in the fresh country air. He had a way of making each family member feel special, showing his love by asking about their feelings and giving warm, comforting hugs. Mrs. Anna, the mother, was a kind and gentle woman who worked tirelessly to make their home a peaceful and loving place. The kitchen in their home was always filled with the warm, sweet smell of freshly baked bread and cookies. The walls were decorated with bright pictures of flowers, family photos, and little hand-painted mugs. Every morning, the sun's first rays would shine through the kitchen window, illuminating the old oak table where Mrs. Anna would prepare meals. After a busy day of baking and taking care of the house, she would sit on the porch, rocking in her favourite chair, while the wind rustled through the leaves of the tall oak tree. Their son Timmy was 8 years old. He loved playing outside, especially in the large garden that stretched out behind the house. The garden was his kingdom, and every tree, flower, and rock had a special place in his adventures. The garden had a big vegetable patch where carrots, tomatoes, and pumpkins grew, and sometimes Timmy would help his mother pick the ripe vegetables for dinner. On warm afternoons, Timmy would climb the tallest tree, looking out over the hills, feeling like he could see the whole world. His little sister, Lily, was 5 years old and loved running barefoot through the garden, picking wildflowers to give to her mother. She loved the swing in the big tree, and when the breeze was just right, she would swing so high that it felt like she was flying. And then there was Whiskers, their fluffy white cat. Whiskers was not just a pet, she was a member of the family. She had a favourite spot on the windowsill where she would curl up in the sun and watch the birds and butterflies in the garden. Whiskers loved to chase after the butterflies in the yard, her tail flicking back and forth as she pounced and leapt around. She was always there for her family, offering comfort and affection with her soft purrs and gentle nuzzles. In the evenings, when the family gathered around the dinner table, Whiskers would sit patiently under the table, her green eyes watching as everyone ate. One sunny afternoon, Mr. John came home from school, walking up the stone path with his briefcase in hand. He looked tired, but as he stepped onto the porch and saw his family waiting for him, his face lit up with a smile. The sun was low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the garden and the hills beyond. "Welcome home, Dad," Timmy said, rushing over to give his father a hug. Mr. John laughed and gave him a big hug in return. "It's good to be home," he said, setting down his bag. "How was your day, Timmy?" "And you, Lily?" Lily ran over to her father, holding out a bouquet of wildflowers she had picked in the garden. "Look, Daddy, I picked these just for you." "That's beautiful, Lily," Mr. John said, taking the flowers and giving her a kiss on the forehead. Mrs. Anna came out of the kitchen with a tray of freshly baked cookies. The sweet smell of chocolate chip cookies filled the air. "I made your favourite," she said with a smile, offering the cookies to everyone. The family gathered around the table on the porch, the gentle breeze playing with their hair and the sound of birds chirping in the trees. As they sat together, Mrs. Anna looked at everyone and said, "You know, sometimes when life gets busy, we forget how important it is to be together as a family. But family is the heart of everything. They love you, care for you, and stand by you in good times and bad." Timmy, munching on a cookie, looked up at his mother and asked, "But why, Mum? Why is family so important?" Mrs. Anna smiled gently. "Family is special because it's the group of people who truly understand you, who help you when you're in need, and who celebrate with you when you're happy. It's the people who support you without asking for anything in return. They give you love, care, and kindness, and in return, you do the same for them." Lily nodded thoughtfully. "Like when Timmy helped me when I was scared of the thunder." "Yes, exactly," Mrs. Anna said, her voice full of love. "And remember when you shared your favourite book with Timmy when he was feeling sad? That's the love and care that makes our family strong, and we all do the same for each other, even Whiskers." At that moment, Whiskers jumped onto the porch and sat beside Lily, purring softly. Lily reached down and scratched her behind the ears. "Whiskers always knows when I need a friend," she said, smiling. Mrs. Anna nodded. "Exactly. Whiskers is part of our family too. She shows her love by being there for you, comforting you, and sharing your joy. Sometimes it's the quiet, small acts of love that mean the most, like when you share your toys, or when we all sit together at the dinner table, enjoying each other's company." That evening, as the sun began to set behind the hills, the family went for a walk around their garden. Timmy and Lily ran ahead, chasing each other through the rows of flowers. Mr. John and Mrs. Anna walked slowly behind, hand in hand, enjoying the peacefulness of the moment. They looked out over the valley, where the last rays of sunlight painted the sky with vibrant colours. Later, as they sat together on the porch, the night air cool and calm, they realized that their home was more than just a house. It was a place filled with love, care, and memories. The warmth of their family made it a true home. Whether they were working together in the garden, baking cookies in the kitchen, or sitting on the porch watching the stars come out, they knew that family was the most important part of their lives. As the family tucked into bed that night, with Whiskers curled up beside them, they felt grateful for each other. They knew that no matter what the future brought, they would always have the love and support of their family, and that was more than enough. And that's a wrap, everyone. I hope this story touched your heart as much as it did mine. Remember, family is everything, and those little moments we share are the ones that truly matter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.